There's outrage and confusion after two former governors who were serving jail terms for corruption were pardoned by the National Council of State. Former governors Joshua Dariye of Plateau State and Nyame of Taraba State were among 159 prisoners pardoned by the council at a meeting presided over by President Muhammadu Buhari at the presidential villa yesterday. A senior advocate of Nigeria, JUBRIN Okutepa, has said that there is no basis for the president administration to pardon them. In a statement, Okutepa said pardoning people convicted of corruption will not help with the fight against it. Nyame was serving a 12-year jail term for misappropriation of funds while he was in office, and Dariye was jailed for stealing 2 billion naira of public funds during his time as Plateau State governor.
Well, we have in the studio with us a senior advocate of Nigeria, JUBRIN Okutepa, who has been very critical of the president's move to pardon those governors. Thank you so much for being here, senior advocate. Well, you have actually written a detailed statement condemning the pardoning of especially the two ex-governors who were convicted of corruption. Tell us why, and also what does this pardon really mean for the 158 that got it?
Well, Maka, let me thank you for inviting me. First, it is there in our Constitution the power to pardon. Section 175 or so of the Constitution, I can't recall the exact section, gives the President the power to pardon people in deserving cases. But I took exception to the pardoning or the reduction, whatever it is that they have done, of the two former state chief executives. And the reasons are very simple. One, the present government came to power, and one of the cardinal principles and mattress upon which Nigerians were misled or was led to electing that president is that he was coming to fighting corruption. And Section 15 of Nigerian Constitution put the burden on leadership of Nigerian people, government, to eradicate and fight corruption. Now, the two former governors were not convicted of petty thieves, were not convicted of any other offenses other than the rest, like the other persons. The other persons were people who were alleged to have either participated in coup plot or some other things like that. In the 1990s, Governor Dariye, for instance, had his appeal dismissed in March 2021. Reverend Nyame had his appeal dismissed in February 2020. You are a student of just simple arithmetic. 2020, 2021 till today, how many years? Now, I'm worried and I'm upset that a government that came to power on the mattress of fighting corruption will accept an application from people who were convicted of corrupt practices while in office and then entertain such an application to the annoyance and irritation of all Nigerians, reasonable Nigerians who are not politically inclined. I'm a lawyer, and majority of us have risked our lives to support the government in the fight against corruption by taking some matters on the basis of pro bono. Now, why is ASU on strike? Your children and my children who are attending public institutions are at home because there is corruption. General Buhari, for instance, or President Buhari, for instance, says at the time he came to power in a military uniform that hospitals are mere consulting clinics. Have you taken your time to go to certain hospitals that are operated by government? So when you look at that from the perspectives of the cancerous ravaging corruption in Nigerian society, what is the moral justification to pardon people who were convicted, have their conviction affirmed, and affirmed by the highest court of the land, I think that that's a mockery of our legal system. And mark you, the president had on many occasions told Nigerians that his headache is the judiciary. Yet, the Nigerian judiciary, burning candle in the night without electricity, read through volumes of marks documents, including evidence from people from advanced country who came to testify, lawyers risking their lives to prosecute these persons, and judges who have no any other kind of legions of security, but only security of God, took their time, look at these documents, convicted them, sentenced them to the deserving imprisonments under the law. And then suddenly you woke up in less than 2 years to say you are pardoning those people. Are we not having our sensibilities insulted? Are you not feeling aggrieved?
Senior Advocate of Nigeria, let me ask you, because some will be wondering what exactly is it that you have a problem with? The concept of prerogative of mercy, the individuals involved or the crime they committed, or the president's decision, because this was a list of, let me land, Senior Advocate of Nigeria, because this was a list of 159 people. Only 3 people were rejected. You have said, according to the Constitution, you're right, in Section 175, confers the power on the president. So has the president erred in carrying out this powers conferred on him by the Constitution?
Adesua,
yes.
There's a word of difference between exercise of a power conferred in you and exercising that power in abuse of that power. I am saying that, yes, you have the power to pardon. Then if you have the power to pardon, then pardon every petty thieves in prison. Let everybody in the prison be released. What is the criteria, or what are the reasons why the president has to pardon people who were convicted of criminal offense involving corruption, which is the mattress upon which the government was elected? What is the reason? What informed the president? Did the court of the trial court, my Lord Honorable Justice Adebukola Banjoko, the court of appeal that affirmed the decision, or the Supreme Court, did they err? What is the basis? When you look at that constitution, it tells you that if the president is of the view that the people, the court erred, or something was wrong, what was wrong? They have not told Nigerians. And as far as I'm concerned, as a lawyer who took oath of office to defend Nigerian constitution, when I see abuse of Nigerian constitution in the exercise of constitutional power, I will cry out. Because if we don't cry out, one day you wake up and begin to find that in the exercise of the power of the president or the attorney general or the governor, they will decree that there should be no Arise television. And then there will be none. So we must say something, because as of today, the exercise of that power is not subject to judicial review, but is subject to public opinion. And the public opinion is what I have expressed. And I will continue to express it, because Nigeria is a country where you and I need to live in a serenity, where corruption is not available. Absolutely. Because today, you know that the #1 thriving business and most lucrative business in Nigeria is corruption. That's
sad. Can this decision be reversed now that it's gotten the approval of Council of State?
Who will reverse it? It's only you and I that until we cry. Because what is the essence of sending them to jail? It was to serve as detriment.
So you believe this will embolden others?
Not only embolden.
And even looking at our correctional centers, where we're seeing over 60% of our waiting trials for even petty crimes, but they didn't get the pardon. But like we have all established here, it is the prerogative of Mr. President to do that. We have to say thank you so much, Senior Advocate of Nigeria. Unfortunately, there's not time for that.
Let me tell you that
JUBRIN Okutepah, thank you so much for joining us tonight on the program. And of course, we'll have to just leave it there for now and say thank you so much.